This is journal entry for week number 4, discussing life stressors. Were you surprised with your life stressor score? Um, yes and no. I thought that my stress level would be high, especially considering it covers the last year. For within the last year, I have changed jobs in the military, which also came with moving halfway across the country and being in a new house and getting my daughter in a new school, having my husband get a new job. I was pretty sure it was going to be fairly high, but I was surprised that it actually was underneath that 500 mark. Now, not by much, a mere 15 points, but I was actually surprised to find that I'm underneath that health concern cutoff, especially considering the fact that my husband is temporarily unavailable due to being in the wilderness of Arizona, making me primary parent and uh, housekeeper and chores and everything else. What major stresses are impacting your wellness? Well, I think I pretty much just covered all of those. Which dimensions of wellness are impacted by stress? I honestly think that most of the dimensions are or can in some way be affected by stress. For sure, physical, and the kind of the amount that the toll that it takes on your body. Social, I kind of feel like the more stress you have, the less time you might feel like you have to um, be out and about or to communicate with friends, which is sometimes exactly what you may actually need. Emotional, for sure. I think if you're stressed, your emotions tend to run a little bit more on the high-strung side, so maybe more angry than you normally are, more weepy than you normally are. Occupational, I think, especially if the stress is work related, I think that it can kind of affect you while you're at work, obviously. Intellectual, I know the more stressed out I feel, the less I feel I can think clearly, the less driven I feel myself to be. Um, and so I think that's another dimension as well. I don't see a correlation between stress, taking any kind of hardship with spiritual, other than maybe some kind of guilt about not making to services or not being within your religious um, duties or something like that. But I find that one is probably the least dimension that could be affected by stress. Describe and demonstrate the relaxation technique that you tried. So I kind of did sort of like a meditation slash autogenics, and I just kind of laid on my bed flat and kind of took some nice deep breaths, and I kind of just told myself to relax. And then I told, kind of parts of my body, my arms to relax, and my legs to relax, and I am relaxed. And I kind of kept breathing and telling myself to relax. And I think it was challenging at first because the minute I lay down and I closed my eyes, the first thing that popped into my head after I said I am relaxed was, I don't think you started the dishwasher. So then I said I am relaxed. And then I thought, oh, I have this project due at work on Friday, and I really have a lot to go. So I think more practice might be more helpful at that, to keep tuning out those other thoughts that kind of started to creep in on me. Do you think the relaxation technique you try would be effective in reducing your stress if I practiced? Yes, I think it could potentially help if I continue to practice and keep those other tasks and to-do lists off of my brain while I did that and really concentrated. Especially because it kind of helps me dedicate time set aside for myself. What are major health risks and diseases associated with distress? Any wide range. High blood pressure, heart disease, or heart attacks, digestive issues, ulcers, all of those ranging things. Uh, Even skin disorders and breakouts, all of those things could be related to stress. And what are two strategies that effectively deal with distress, and would you consider using them on a weekly basis? Some of the things I'm already doing, as far as like time management, I use lists. In fact, I have a to-do list at home and one at work. Taking small breaks, I'm pretty good at that. Being flexible at work, I can do that. And exercising. I don't get in that always the recommended amount, but I do feel it is stress relieving. And when I feel my stress get really high, then I go for a run. Massage therapy, I think that is super helpful. I try to get that done about every other week or about twice a month. Music for sure is a anti-stressor for me. Um, and I think I'll continue to try some sort of meditation-esque sort of option. Keep practicing that to see if that also is helpful in relieving my stress.